hard to believe that in the United States of America, children are indeed going hungry. But here in Brevard, they are indeed going hungry. And from those 68 hours, from the time a child gets their free lunch on Friday until they get their free breakfast at school on Monday morning, sometimes are horrible hours where the only thing they have is water or pretzels or potato chips, not proper nourishment for a child. So what we do very, very simply is we provide a weekend package of food that's distributed at over 50 Brevard County elementary schools, and it goes to over 3,500 kids here in Brevard County. My other charity, Aspiration Academy, it's an after-school charity where we will provide extra coaching for those children who are strong already in school, and then we will elevate their knowledge even further than what they are right now. I was touring one of the schools here in Brevard County, and we entered the classroom, and the teacher was very gracious, saw I was there with the principal, came over. The principal introduced me as the founder of the Children's Hunger Project. And teacher stopped, he says, "Are you the one that makes it possible for my babies to have food on the weekend?" This was a first grader. I said, "Yes." And he came over and he took a hold of my hand, he wouldn't let go. He says, thank you. He says, "You make it possible for my babies. He almost started crying. And he couldn't even finish the sentence. He was so appreciative that the children in his class were getting nourishment over the weekend, that this big hulking man in tears could not even get out the sentences. He composed himself a little more and was deeply appreciative. But that just goes to show you the people who understand what these children have to go through as far as their hunger. They deeply and emotionally and passionately understand what's going on and how important it is for that weekend package of food. I'll remember that till the day I die.
Why do I do what I do? Well, first of all, I do it because my parents made me do it at a younger age. But as I got older, it was about, if you don't serve your community now, do not expect your community to serve you later. As a younger kid, being able to help and give back from what my parents, by serving our neighbors and helping our seniors, that is something that has gravitated to be able to help me. Being able to give back, not only from my mentors, from my parents, but also even from other community leaders who have poured into me, and it's just a matter of giving back. One of the ways that I contribute is through our nonprofit, Train to Succeed. Train to Succeed is a leadership course for student athletes originally, but it developed in something to where students can be able to give back to their community, such as backpack giveaways, car wash, whatever the case may be, being able to serve your community. So Train to Succeed is one of the ways that we're able to do it through that nonprofit. Also Magnet Solutions. Magnet Solutions, though for-profit, it is also with leadership training, by being able to go into our schools and do some leadership training as well. And I also serve and volunteer on the board with Aging Matters in Brevard. So it's always somewhat of a balance, working with our youth through education and sports and leadership development, but also the mentorship from our seniors at Aging Matters in Brevard. Not only just Meals on Wheels and being able to have small repairs, we're very, very fortunate during Christmas time. We're able to go out and be able to serve some of those citizens with Christmas gifts to allow them to be able to feel great for some of the things that they've done. Well, the main thing about being able to serve in your community is that it costs you nothing to be able to do it. But probably one of the most profound things was when I ended up losing my hero. In 2007, my father passed away. And as we were preparing for his homegoing services, the same 15 kids that I was mentoring at Garfield Elementary, they came and supported me in that time of need. And that's the balance that I love to be able to talk about when you're able to give back. Having individuals who, once you pour into them, they continue to give back and pour back into their community as a whole.
I was born and raised in Brevard County. I was homeless here in Brevard County. I spent time living in a tent as a middle schooler, which is never a good time to be the smelly kid in school. And since then, I've been given the opportunity to give back. I volunteer in a variety of different places, things that I'm passionate about. If I can get behind it, I volunteer at it. I try to bring my family in on it. They're all passionate about it as well. I volunteer at Space Coast Early Intervention and Habitat are the two main ones. I'm currently chairman of the board for both of them. I've been involved with both of those organizations for a long time. Habitat since '09. Space Coast, we've probably been attending events for Space Coast Early, what formerly Space Coast Early Intervention Center, now Space Coast Discovery, probably for the last 7 or 8 years. One of the most memorable times for me isn't even a time where I was serving somebody else. It was a time when I took my son for the first time to cook pancakes for breakfast at his place ministries. My son had never cooked a pancake ever in his life and probably hasn't cooked one since then. But he made hundreds of pancakes that morning and never complained once. Thought it was the coolest thing. And then to see the passion in his eyes when we were actually able to serve the homeless men and women pancakes, and he had no idea that there was children that were homeless as well. So that was the time in my life that I seen my son really light up when he was able to serve somebody less fortunate than him. It's gratifying to give back to the community and ask nothing in return.